Good morning and welcome to Playtime with Fiona. Those things are enormous, said Sylvester as he cupped my melons. Yes, I said, and very juicy. I'm so pleased to say we are receiving the very best of fresh foods here. As a great fan of Mexico, I'm always pleased to see their fruit produce on the shelves at the Huckleberry convenience store. I can almost taste the sunshine in the firm, ripe roundness of the melons, for example. But that's not the main reason I'm talking to you today. I thought I'd answer a question that comes up quite often with my members. Mildred from Colorado Springs writes, I desperately want to get my hands on a pair of breasts. Can you give me an idea of what my options might be? Well, I'm always keen to help, as you know. I think what Mildred is looking for, unless I'm mistaken, is some advice about how we can enjoy the shape and look that feels so right, although we've not been born blessed with the fullness of chest that our estrogen-laden sisters enjoy. When I mentioned to Sylvester that I would be writing this, he did snicker a little. I should have grown used to such infantile humor long ago, I suppose, and it still irritates me. Sylvester, grow up, I said. You snickering doesn't help. I want to nip that in the bud right away. He can be really quite coarse at times. Nonetheless, I'm determined to get a couple of points out about this very tricky subject. You should be able to squeeze something out about the subject, giggled Sylvester. I mean, a pinch. I told Sylvester to socially distance himself from my melons and let me get on with my work. So, here's the scoop on breasts for the crossdresser and all my gloriously gender-fluid friends. There are several options offering a range of experiences and costs. When you see drag queens on TV or at great locations like the Junction in Vancouver, you're almost certainly looking at body forms that are either custom-made or very finely adjusted. These breast forms, sometimes called breast plates, start around $500 and become progressively more expensive with customizing and quality considerations. Many drag queens love this as the form is always extremely aesthetically pleasing. While they do look spectacular, they may not be suitable for those of us that like to dress virtually every day and want to feel practical as well as shapely. Body forms are stunning, however, they also make you feel quite hot. They're spectacular for performance, but if you're just jumping on your bike to go get some groceries, they can be a little over the top. Like so many things, those that are easy and convenient tend to work best. A pocket bra with an insert is a great way to be both convenient and shapely. These start around $70 and are very easy to wear. They are great beneath a t-shirt or sweater and can look simply great with the bra. The next option, which is commonly used by some drag queens, is to tape the breasts. This requires you to use duct tape to pull the breast mass toward the center of the chest. It's not a particularly comfortable process, and while some performers swear by it, it's hardly something you'd want to do all the time. You can also buy a strapless breast product that uses adhesive to attach to the existing breast mass and pulls it together, forming a cleavage. Again, aesthetically quite impressive, however, it's not particularly comfortable. Finally, another drag trick is to use contouring. From a distance, a shaved chest with the right contouring can look quite effective. This definitely lacks the enjoyable feeling of pressure when you press against someone, but it can work really well from the aesthetic point of view. The other options are, of course, hormone replacement therapy or the judicious use of some herbal products, but that's longer term and more extreme of an option. Not everybody wants to go there. I think you can tell my preference is for a pocket bra. This is for the simple reason I can slip it on, pull on a nice sweater, and I have instant body shape. Here's the strange thing. It's not just about how you look. I've found that by wearing a suitable breast option, I feel I look the way I'm meant to look. Of course, I realize they don't bear close inspection, but that's not the point. The shape, my image, feels and looks feminine and makes me feel like $1,000,000. I've also found that I don't really need to go for the largest possible breasts. Something a little bit more my natural shape is just fine. And with most things in life, moderation is wise. There's no feeling quite like walking proudly with a nice pair of breasts. It feels the way I know I should always have felt. For those of you familiar with the negative feeling of body dysmorphia, this is the other side of that coin. It's wonderful. The fact that Greg, behind the bar at the junction, is awkwardly staring down at two 16-inch guns as I order my appletini is just gravy, or whipped cream, with a cherry on top. Have a lovely, lovely week.